Goeienaand, good evening, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. You know, there's a lovely story in the Bible about David and Goliath and how David fells Goliath with one stone. And I'm talking about this because I'm thinking of the one-sided fight that Steve Hofmeyr had with DStv. And as you know, I think it's something I've heard reports that it's now 120,000 people in recent months have actually cancelled their DStv subscriptions. I'm not saying that's all because of Steve Hofmeyr, but I think a large percentage is. Now, what is interesting is that the CEO of Multichoice and DStv is now crying out loud saying that DStv might have to be shut down. Well, wouldn't that be a good thing? You know, it's quite extraordinary. I wish we could hold his feet more to the fire so he could feel the pain, because what he did to Steve Hofmeyr was disgraceful. Anyway, we'll get to that. So this is what Multichoice is doing. On Monday, the 27th of May, Multichoice filed papers in the North Gauteng High Court asking for a suspension to the Independent Communication Authority of South Africa, or ICASA, the inquiry into pay TV market in South Africa. According to the paper, which has seen Multichoice's founding affidavit, the company is accusing ICASA of not understanding the broadcast terrain and of rushing to throw in changes that will put the pay TV operator out of business. And then they go on to say, in favour of international players. Well, I just have this to say to you, crybaby. In an email statement to Business Tech, Multichoice confirmed that it had logged an urgent application to compel ICASA to provide all the information, evidence and research that underpins its draft findings published on the 12th of April 2019. This information will provide all stakeholders, including Multichoice, with a full understanding of ICASA's rationale and enable them to provide meaningful and substantive responses, it said. Multichoice Group CEO Calvo Mawela, the well-connected Calvo Mawela. Yep, you know, black privilege. Yeah, black privilege. He said, "We continue to constructively engage in the regulatory process and see this request as a necessary first step towards ensuring meaningful engagement. Once we have concluded a review of all the relevant information, we will be in a position to prepare a comprehensive response that demonstrates our belief in a regulatory framework that's fair, balanced, and evidence-based." So, in April, ICASA published the draft findings of its inquiry into South Africa's subscription television broadcasting service. Despite the popularity of new entrants such as Netflix, ICASA found that DStv was still the dominant player in the market. As a result of this dominance, ICASA said it was proposing various license conditions to address market failure. These would include 1. Reducing contract duration. This would include reducing long-term contracts and prohibit automatic contract renewal. 2. Rights splitting. ICASA said rights owners must split their content rights and sell them to more than one broadcaster. This would stop broadcasters like DStv having exclusive rights to certain programs. And that would, of course, include rugby games and tennis and cricket and all these other things that people feel obligated to use DStv for because it's the only way they can watch the games. Crazy. Unbundling. ICASA said sports rights should be unbundled. Limiting access to the number of Hollywood movie studios. ICASA said it will limit the number of Hollywood studios that a broadcaster may enter into exclusive agreements with for the purposes of distribution. Well, I think that's fantastic news. And as far as the CEO is concerned, he can go and cry in his pretzels. All right, guys, Please remember to subscribe to be kept informed, click the bell to get the updates, and have a great evening. Bye for now.